Next question. Albert Herrera. Hey Align, I'm gonna start working out abs now, and I was wondering what would be some good compound exercises for the core. Thanks in advance. All right, if you want good exercises or compound lifts for the core, then, heavy deadlifts and heavy squats come second to none. All right, that's your bread and butter for a solid core. Now, if we're talking about building nice abs, the rectus abdominis, or the superficial muscle, right, the six-pack, then you have to realize that that's different than just building your core. If you want to build the rectus abdominis, which is a muscle, then you have to train it with resistance, right? So squatting and deadlifting is not going to do that to any significant degree. Remember, the rectus abdominis is for extension and flexion of the spine. So whenever you can do a movement that involves those two functions and add resistance, you can train the abs for hypertrophy. So, for example, cable crunches, and then slowly progressing over time by adding weight. All right? Next question, Labak Niels. If you stop your training sessions for 4 days because you're sick, should you lower the weights when you go back to the gym after this no training period? I would say yes. It really just depends on how bad of a sickness, right? And if you're still getting over it, you kind of want to ease your way in. Typically 4 days is not a long time, so long of a time that you have to refrain from just going back into your normal routine. But if you're still recovering from that illness, just kind of feel your body out and see how you feel. So again, it's going to really depend on how sick you were. Are you still getting over this illness? Or do you feel completely fine, and are you totally over it and maybe it just wasn't something serious? So, but 9 times out of 10, if it is something serious, maybe you got the flu, then yes, ease your way back in and don't worry about, jumping right into the same weights. That will come, in the next week or two when you're fully recovered. Oscar Alvarez, I'm desperate to gain some weight, a problem that many of us skinny people have. Should I just eat a lot, then once I'm at a good weight, begin to work out? Or should I just keep having large intakes and continue to work out? If you don't work out and you just eat a lot, you're just going to get fat. And I'm going to assume that you want to gain weight, but you want to look good. You want to build muscle, right? So you don't want to just get fat. If you just eat a lot, don't train, and get fat, there's no added benefit to when you come to the gym once you're already fat, right? So what I would recommend is to continue to train, continue to meet your caloric requirements, and let yourself grow that way instead of just trying to rush it and get fat. Craig Meekin. If you could only give one piece of advice to someone going to the gym, what would it be? That's a great question. And it would be pretty simple advice. I would say find a program that's proven, right? Stick to that program wholeheartedly and don't make it complicated. Just focus on eating enough and progressing in the gym. If you can do this consistently with a proven program, then you will continue to grow. All right, don't overthink it and make it difficult and think about adding drop sets or doing this or adding another day. Just focus on that program, stay consistent, and focus on progression. And if you, by any chance, or anyone else is looking for a solid program, Mass in a Flash, which is my 12-week program, is totally free. I'll put a link in the description. Go there, put your name and your email address, and you'll get instant access to the program. It also has principles of the program and a diet that you can follow in case you're interested. Second question from Craig is, if DOMs last more than 3 days on a muscle group that you work frequently, have you overdone it? Not necessarily. More than likely what happened is that you under-recovered. Maybe you had stress at home, stress from work, your nutrition wasn't 100% on point, or for whatever reason you just didn't recover as efficiently as you normally would have. I would recommend that you don't overthink it. Just stay on your routine, and don't expect this to be an ongoing problem. All right, now, if it is an ongoing problem, then 9 times out of 10, it's just your recovery. You might be doing too much volume or something of that nature. But again, don't overthink it. Keep doing your thing, and I'm pretty sure that everything will go back to normal. You just probably had a bad week or a couple days following that routine. And last question, Emmanuel Bonnet. Hi, Align. Does it make a difference when I eat carbs once it fits in my daily carb intake? And despite what I've said in the past, or what you've heard anybody else say in the past, it really doesn't matter, right? What we need to focus on is that meeting that caloric intake requirement. So whether you want to be in a surplus, maintenance level, or in a deficit with the appropriate macronutrient ratios, your only focus should be to eat X amount of carbs for the entire day. So whether you want to stuff them all in the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, or spread them out throughout the day, it's not going to make a difference as long as that net caloric intake or carb intake is balanced, right? And you're meeting your requirements. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, click the like button below. If you want to get your questions answered, go to facebook.com/Muscle Monsters. Like the page, and next time I post a status stating that it's question time, leave your question and I'll answer it here. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.